And the police, it was the ACM people who invited the police to arrest him, and as we speak now, he's in the custody of the police.
Would you say...
That is in a particular police unit in ACM controlled Edago West.
Mr. Fegba, would you say, in all fairness, that a level playing field was provided for the elections in Edo State?
I will say without fear position that there was a level playing field, because amongst everything, the PDP still wants some conservative positions. Number one, voting took place. The chief of staff voted, asking whether he didn't vote. He voted in his place, but he was defeated in his ward. There are other people voted, but he won his ward. And some other places, the margin of victory was very narrow in some other places. Like in my local government, where they fielded a very good candidate, the margin of victory was very narrow. There was a level playing field for everybody. But the fact remains that the PDP did not campaign for the elections.
What would you say?
The PDP did not campaign for the elections.
What would you say about the complaints that some returning officers were card-carrying members of the ACN?
No, agents of the ACN were members. Agents of the ACN were members of ACN, not returning officers. Agents, party agents.
Well, we had an observer here yesterday who said that he had written several petitions to EDSEC telling them that some of the returning officers were actually card-carrying members of the ACN. And even this morning, Mr. Orihide also said exactly the same thing. Are you saying that was not true at all?
You see, it is easier to make allegations, Markway. It is very easy for them to make allegations. Let them move it further. Petitions are easily written. I told you that the PDP who prepared the press statement that they will issue on Sunday, on a Friday. We have our partner. They prepared statements prior to the election because they knew that they were not going to win anyway, because they didn't campaign for elections. They left the elections in the hands of the man who was electoral panel, the chairman of the state PDP. I'm happy that Mr. Ologide's heart is in ACN, his body is in PDP, because he gave a lot of commendation to the president, to the governor, saying that he enjoyed enormous goodwill. That is a very gratuitous endorsement, because before now they said the man has no goodwill, he couldn't have won the 2012 elections, he went to the tribunal, and having seen all of this now, he's not coming on television to tell us that the man enjoyed enormous goodwill. That is a gratuitous endorsement, and I thank him for that. And I'm also happy that Olabide admitted that in the past, PDP were in the habit of not conducting elections. I heard him say that because PDP were not conducting elections in the past, does not mean that we should not conduct elections now. Please, elections were conducted before cameramen, before reporters, before observers, and results compiled, and there was substantial compliance to the rules and regulations governing the election. The action, where they had shortcomings, the governor had told them that they needed to apologize to the people. You had the governor say when he was swearing the 14 local government chairman, the potential elected yesterday, that they have to apologize to the people for the delay in the arrival of materials. There's nothing extraordinary.
What do you make of that? I mean, that materials were delayed in itself. Is it not enough that, that in itself does not provide or did not provide a level playing field? Because some people say that particular strategy was deliberate.
No, hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah, when you say a level playing field, materials were not delayed against PDP. Materials were not delayed against the CA. Materials were delayed for all participants of the election. That is a level playing field. If you have told me that materials were given to ACM members to vote, when PDP were not voting, I will understand that it's uneven. But if a level playing field is that materials arrive at location at the same time, but that it didn't come at 8 a.m. that was originally scheduled by EDSEC for materials to be distributed to those areas.
But Mr. February, just quickly,
that delay is not enough to say that they were not voting.
Mr. February, just quickly, even in the reports of some journalists, they say that the elections were marred by logistic constraints or logistic problems, which led to voting really late. Some people say that provided room for manipulation. What do you say to that?
if it provided room for manipulation, then the ACN would have returned 100% at elections. Why? The PDP still won. The PDP will still won in some councillorship positions. So if there are logistical concerns, logistical complaints, those are matters of human error. But what I'm saying is that the fact that materials were delayed did not stop elections of the voters from voting their candidates.
Okay, Mr. Fegba, let's...
When it was obvious that elections, that if elections go ahead, that it will run foul of the law, the EDCEC in its magnanimity postponed the election. That is in Benin, the Oredo local government, the Bubaonga, the Eastern North East and Northern West. So this is a clear departure from what we used to obtain in the past.
All right.
Otherwise, if it was to be the era of PDP, they will throw out the result for those four local governments and then declare themselves winners. But the EDCEC said no, these materials did not arrive to at this margin in this area. We are going to postpone the election. And I'm calling on the PDP now to please go and do the summer touches if they need to do campaign and all that, so that they will complain on Saturday again that they are being reached out.
Let's bring in Mr. Roide to respond to some of what you have said, Mr. Fegba. So just hold on a second for him. Mr. Roide, now he said a lot about it. First he said you didn't even campaign and the ACN did not return 100% in the elections as the impression is portrayed by the PDP. But bottom line, he counters what you have submitted today. What do you think now?
Well, first and foremost, the submissions made by Mr. Kazim Afegwa, couldn't have been different because first and foremost, he's not even a member of the ACN. He's just a young man who is doing a yeoman's job, for his friend, the governor of the state. I want to excuse his insolence, at the beginning of his submission. But I want to say that, some of the things he said, they are not founded because even when these elections hold, Kazim is not there, to know what it is. He's not a party man. And of course, he's not always on the field to know what is going on. And he cannot really, beat his chest to stand on a lot of these claims that he has made. If, for instance, you delayed materials, to a place, you rightly asked him, would that not have, disenfranchised people who ordinarily want to vote? Of course, yes. All right? But that did not change the results. If you took materials to a polling station at 4 p.m. and you had only one hour or two between 4 and 5 or 6 p.m., which means you allow people to vote within 1 hour, 2 hours, and you are returning thousands of votes. Is it not shameful? All right? So if you brought those materials and people within 2 hours, within a ward, you were able to record 10,000 votes, it only means that you wrote the results. And there is no way you can substantiate that. And I want to go back to it. When you say PDP, that was the way they were doing it before, I want to maintain that point. Of course, you yourself, you were part of it when this whole thing was happening. Majority of the people today in the ACN Edo State, they were there in the PDP. 90% of them, or 99% of them were in the PDP. They were the ones that were doing it. Now they have moved to the ACN. They are still doing it. You will see that the same evil forces are the ones that have been against the people in all the local government elections in the district since 1999. But you see, you have been doing it. You have been saying, no, PDP did it. Today ACN is doing it. Well, the same characters are the ones doing it. But I'm just asking, for how long are we going to allow these characters to be doing the same thing against the people? Now, I just said the person who symbolizes the leadership of the ACN Edo State today is Comrade Adamo Shomole. This is a man from nowhere, from obscurity. He fought through the jungle to government house. From obscurity, the people supported him, looking at him, stature-wise, and of course, when the opposition was not there, well, he fought for people, and they said, okay, come. They brought it to government house. And he should have been a great reformer. A perfectionist that would say, yes, this system has been happening, let it not happen again. And for him now to perpetrate it even worse, I think that is my quarrel. That is the fear. And that is what the Edo people are talking about.
All right, Mr. Rude, could you respond to this one, which Mr. Fegba mentioned? The PDP campaign for this election
may be the last, because in 3 years,